We've been through the fires together. Unfortunately, we just haven't.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior.
Tiger Woods just made a decision that nobody in the golf world saw coming. And with the Masters literally 1 week away, the timing could not be more shocking. This is not a rumor. This is not media speculation. Tiger himself disclosed this, and the moment he did, fans immediately started worrying because this is not just about one tournament. This is about the final chapter of one of the greatest careers in sports history. 5-time Masters champion, 15 major wins. A man who has beaten injuries, surgeries, and every single person who ever counted him out. But right now, even the most loyal Tiger fans are quietly asking themselves, is this it? Before we get into everything, if you are a real sports fan who cares about moments that actually matter beyond the scoreboards, hit that like and subscribe. We are building something real here, and trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming. Now let's get into it, because what Tiger just disclosed changes everything. So here is what actually happened. Last Friday, Tiger Woods was involved in a 2-car crash near his home in Jupiter Island, Florida, and it gets worse. He was arrested and charged with DUI, driving under the influence, and refusal to submit to a DUI test. Officers on the scene described him as sweating profusely with slow and lethargic movements. 2 hydrocodone pills were found in his pocket. He even admitted to taking prescription medications before getting behind the wheel. That alone would have been enough to shake the entire sports world. But then Tuesday came, and Tiger released a statement that made everything even more real. He announced he is stepping away from golf indefinitely to seek treatment and focus on his health. His exact words, "I am stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work towards lasting recovery." And just like that, Augusta National confirmed it. Tiger Woods will not be playing in the 2026 Masters. A 5-time champion, a man who has walked those fairways in pain, in bandages on a surgically rebuilt body, simply will not be there. And the golf world went completely silent. Now here is what makes this feel even heavier. This is not the first time Tiger has faced something like this. Back in 2017, he had a similar arrest, and somehow, he came back and won the Masters in 2019. One of the greatest sporting comebacks in history, so fans know what Tiger is capable of when he fights back. But that was a 43-year-old Tiger. This is a 50-year-old man who just went through his 7th back surgery in October. The body is different now, the clock is different now, and that is exactly what makes this moment feel so much heavier than anything that came before it. And now the question that every single golf fan is arguing about right now. Should Tiger Woods have played the Masters anyway? Because here's the thing. Before the arrest, before the statement, this was already one of the most debated topics in golf. Analysts were split. Fans were split. Even people inside the PGA Tour couldn't agree. And honestly, after everything that just happened, that debate has gotten even louder. So let me break down both sides, because this is not as simple as people are making it out to be. On one side, you have the people saying, let him play. He earned it. Nobody loses a spot because Tiger shows up. And let's not forget, in his last 3 Masters appearances, when everyone thought it was physically impossible, he made the cut every single time. That is not luck. That is Tiger Woods being Tiger Woods. But then the other side hits back hard. Augusta National is not a normal golf course. Those hills, that walk, 4 full days of competition. For a man dealing with a rebuilt back, a torn Achilles, and now this, that is not just golf. That is asking his body to do something it may genuinely no longer be capable of. And then there is the third angle that nobody is really talking about, the mental side. Because stepping onto Augusta National in front of the entire world, just days after a DUI arrest and a public statement about seeking treatment, that is an enormous amount of pressure on a human being. Not an athlete, a human being. So yes, the debate about whether he should have played is real. But right now, there is a much bigger question sitting underneath all of this. What actually comes next for Tiger Woods? And that is the question nobody has a clean answer to right now. But here is what we do know. Before any of this happened, Tiger had already quietly made a move that tells you everything about how he was thinking about his future. He filed his registration paperwork for the 2026 U.S. Senior Open. Now, on the surface, that might not sound like much, but think about what that actually means. Tiger just turned 50 in December. That officially makes him eligible for the PGA Tour, Champions, the Senior Circuit, and the U.S. Senior Open is one of its biggest events. By filing that paperwork, he was not committing to play, he was keeping the door open. That is a very deliberate, very calculated decision from someone who does not do anything by accident. Now, here's the part that changes everything for fans. On the Senior Tour, players are allowed to use a golf cart. Read that again, a golf cart. For a man who has had 7 back surgeries, a torn Achilles, and has spent the last 2 years fighting just to walk 18 holes, and that is not a small detail. That is potentially the difference between Tiger Woods disappearing from professional golf entirely and Tiger Woods competing regularly in front of fans for years to come. And honestly, that picture, a healthier Tiger competing more consistently, no longer destroyed by the physical grind of walking 72 holes, that is something worth getting excited about, even if it is not the same as watching him chase a 6th green jacket. But here is the reality check. None of that matters right now because before Tiger Woods can think about senior majors or any competitive golf whatsoever, he has to focus on one thing only: his health, his recovery, the treatment he himself said was necessary. And as fans, as people who have watched this man give everything he had to this sport for decades, that has to come first. Everything else can wait. So let's bring this all the way back to where we started. Tiger Woods just made an unprecedented decision. He is stepping away. He is missing the Masters, and the entire golf world is holding its breath, wondering what comes next. But here is what I keep coming back to when I think about all of this. This is not just a sports story. This is a story about time, about a human being who pushed his body further than it was ever designed to go, who came back from things that would have ended most people's careers 5 times over, who made an entire generation fall in love with a sport they never would have watched otherwise, and who is now facing the hardest opponent he has ever faced. Not another golfer, not another major, not another surgery, time itself. And you know what? That is okay, because the Tiger Woods we have watched over the years, the fist pumps, the roars from the crowd, the impossible shots, the 2019 Masters that walk up the 18th fairway, none of that goes away. That is already written into history permanently. Nobody can touch that. But right now, what matters more than any tournament, more than any debate about whether he should play or where his career goes next, is that Tiger Woods takes care of Tiger Woods, gets the treatment he needs, comes out the other side stronger. Because if there is one thing this man has proven over and over again throughout his entire career, it is that you never write his next chapter for him. He does that himself. So whatever comes next, the Senior Tour, a return to Augusta, someday, or simply a healthier and quieter life away from the spotlight. I am riding with Tiger, and I think if you have watched this man for any amount of time at all, you are too. Hit that like if you are still in his corner no matter what. Subscribe if you want to be here when the next chapter starts. Because with Tiger Woods, there is always a next chapter. And trust me, you do not want to miss it.